issue that plagues a lot of people, and it's something that we really can control and stop if we could get the right people in place to do the right things. And one of those people is sitting right to my right. Her name is Denise Poole, and she is the founder of Heart to Heart Services. And well, she's not only the founder, she's also the CEO. Yeah. Good morning, Denise,
Good
and
morning.
welcome to Morning Coffee.
Thank you, Mark. It's great to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Look, this is really, it's important stuff because it's not one of those things that gets the attention like a lot of other terrible situations, okay? Human trafficking happens all across this country every hour of every day. Just in case you weren't sure, it is a huge, huge, huge problem. So let's talk about how you decided to get this started and to really give back and help. It's obviously mostly young women between the ages of 12 and 18. How you've decided to make it your life's mission to help them recover and live productive lives.
Yes. Well, Mark, it kind of grabbed me as an adolescent therapist. This horrific crime came across my plate, and I began to do more research. And in doing so, I was horrified to realize that it was right here in the United States. And even so much more right here in New Jersey,
yeah.
Pennsylvania, where we live. I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I've been in Jersey for almost 30 years. And I just could not believe that this was going on. As a therapist, I do see some, or I have seen some of the victims come through, but what I've realized is there's no specialized intervention for them.
Right.
And even more so, I realized that there was no specialized place for them to go.
Right.
What has happened with our programming is when a victim has been found, they will be either re-victimized by going through the court system,
right,
or they will enter the foster care, where 74% of our children in foster care are trafficked or sexually assaulted, or I see them in out-of-home placement residential. And so what they need is specialized attention, specialized treatment, and it just came over me that this is what we need to pursue. In addition to, we need to let people know that this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the awareness of it is step one, because people go through their day-to-day lives and they hear about all of these different things that are going on in the world. And this is such a serious problem, and it's not one of those things that's up in the forefront. And you talked about kind of the need, because it wasn't there to give the recovery and the help and the support. And human trafficking, you need to understand that there are physical problems, there are emotional problems, there's psychological problems. There are so many different levels of issue that come out of this. Now, when you talk about like a drug rehabilitation program, you can very specifically target what you're trying to help. This isn't as clear cut as that.
No, unfortunately it's not, because there are very components, such as you just mentioned. There's complex trauma. There is medical issues that these victims have that exist.
Right.
In addition to the topic itself, people don't want to think about it being here in the United States.
Right.
So just trying to get people to talk about it, acknowledge it, that I find is a struggle in and of itself.
Yeah. Well, and I see it. I'll tell you, when I first heard about it and realized that it was such a big problem in New Jersey, it was the Super Bowl a couple years ago. During one of the news reports about the Super Bowl, and they talked about how all the hotel rooms were sold out, and we were worried about a snowstorm and all this stuff that was going on. And I'm talking about when the Super Bowl was up in the Meadowlands here in New Jersey. But there was one news piece that talked specifically about how the increased numbers in human trafficking during the Super Bowl are astounding. They're mind-blowing. The thousands and thousands of young women that are trafficked during the Super Bowl time, it's staggering.
Yes, and so when we have huge events such as Super Bowl 2014, or there's a disaster such as Hurricane Sandy, or even when the casinos in Atlantic City closed down, these are disastrous situations where people have lost jobs, homes. These are areas, targeted areas, where the traffickers come in because they know that people are looking for work.
Right.
And so there is a coercion that they use to manipulate them, such as, we have employment for you. And so they think they're going to work. They think they have jobs, and they're lured in, and unfortunately, that's not the case. So they take advantage
Yeah.
of these situations.
Well, I mean, they're predators, is what they are.
Exactly.
It's a terrible situation because, you know, really, those are the guys we need to get to stop this from happening. But unfortunately, the way they operate kind of in the shadows and in the dark, and it's a little bit difficult to kind of push them into the light so that we can get them, you know, incarcerated. Really, is what they should be. But
True. In addition to the traffickers, a huge responsibility lays part on the Johns. If we could diminish the demand,
right,
that would also be a huge help. Right now, it's such a slap on the wrist for the Johns. So why are we incarcerating the victims? They think of prostitute and then think of victim.
right.
So these victims are being re-victimized, and the Johns are getting a slap on the wrist. I believe we need to do more politically to hold them accountable, in addition to, of course, the traffickers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm so naive because I didn't even think about that aspect of it, right? Because it's not something that I have in my brain. But yeah, that is really just as big of a problem as the guys that are putting these young women out there are the guys that are actually going to for that. And I'm struggling here because this is really serious and it's really important, and it's something that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about all of the repercussions on an individual for this, because this isn't something that you'll ever be able to get over, ever.
Yeah.
Your entire life, you're going to carry the emotional, the physical, all of the scars with you. And that's why Heart to Heart is in existence, because you're now here trying to say, hey, this is happening. Okay, we need to do something about it. And if I can get somebody out of that situation, you're trying to actually help individuals.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, they are, and I don't just want to limit it to females, because it does occur with males.
Right.
But when we think of these children, because that's what they are, when we say the average age of entry is 12, when you get an average, it means that there are numbers below,
right,
as well as numbers above. The youngest age that has been detected in New Jersey is 8 years old.
Wow, it's staggering. It's so disappointing and so like horrible. I can't even come up with the right words, because it makes me very sad to hear stuff like that. And this is what it's going to take, folks. It's going to take guys like me and the people that it's making out there. It's making you sad too to hear this stuff. It's going to take us with Denise's help to really combat this problem, because it is a serious and huge problem. And Heart to Heart Services, and I want to tell everybody right now, the website is really easy. It's heart.services. That's it. Heart2heart.services. Open another tab right now. You're on the internet, right? That's where we live. So open another tab, go to heart2heart.services right now while we're talking. Check it out. There's a lot of really good information there. It's not like one of those like fun game websites, but it's got a lot of really, really good information. It talks about the events that they have going on, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I wanted to kind of give you the information there that you can get to heart2heart.services. And you can also check them out on Facebook. The Facebook page is great. Just search out Heart to Heart. You won't get that far. When I searched it out, it came up. I typed in a few letters and it was already there. So make sure you look for that. Denise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about a little bit of the day-to-day operations and what we're really doing to try to combat this problem, because you're doing great work, and I want to just share with everybody what you got going on. So I'm going to take a quick break here on Morning Coffee, but don't go anywhere. I'm going to continue talking to Denise Poole right after this break on the Radio Vision Network. Stick around.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
My dream job is to run and manage my own spa one day.
To be the general manager for the Jumeirah Hotel in Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
I feel that Mercier has prepared me very well for my future in the hospitality industry.
The kitchen is incredible.
You are planning the meal, doing all the costing and the recipes. You're in charge of everything going on in the kitchen.
They really do get you prepared, and they want to make sure that you have a job after college.
When it comes to injuries,
they're not all created equal.
That's why at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine,
our team of doctors will coordinate and customize your care
to provide the best treatment options using the area's most advanced medical technology.
All with one goal in mind.
To get you back in the game.
We call life.
Pain-free.
Drug-free.
Surgery-free. That's what we do here at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine.
Get better faster.
Stay better longer.
Saving your business money is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tanker Consulting Services, a payment solutions expert, will show you how with a free, detailed, written analysis illustrating your cost savings. We usually uncover savings between 10 and 25%, and sometimes more. We can help your business succeed by providing reliable and secure merchant payment solutions such as merchant services programs, point-of-sale systems, and ATM machines. TCS, one of the leaders in regional credit card processing consulting, offers electronic payments to merchants locally and nationwide through our preferred vendor programs. We work to keep business costs down with a comprehensive suite of quality products, services, and customized credit card processing programs exclusively tailored for your company. TCS is convenient, reliable, and innovative, with customer service available 24/7, 365 days a year. Our in-depth industry knowledge, partnership strategy, and innovative processing solutions allow for a specialized approach to providing merchant bank processing with 100% full fee disclosure. TCS is one-stop shopping for all your merchant services solutions. Our clients save money 100% of the time. Trust Tanker Consulting Services, the knowledgeable, professional, and friendly provider of secure payment services. We set the standard by which others are measured. Call now for a free written analysis. 609-922-0201.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I am Mark Cook, and this is the Radio Vision Network, but of course, you already knew that. So I'm continuing my conversation with Denise Poole. She is the founder and CEO of Heart to Heart Services, and we're talking about something really important. We're talking about human trafficking. And look, you may think to yourself, it's not a big problem. It's not my problem. I don't need to worry about that. Well, what we're realizing now, and thanks to Denise and others like her, is that this is such a huge problem. It is so much bigger than you could ever imagine. And you think, oh, well, it probably only happens in the inner cities, right? So I don't have to worry about it living out here in Morristown or Haddonfield or Cherry Hill. Well, you do. This happens everywhere, Denise. And this is what I wanted. I'm kind of taking us in a different direction than we talked about, but this is important because you cited two specific examples of people from the suburbs that have been victims of human trafficking. We had one, and I don't want to talk about the organization specifically, but someone who traveled from home to home on a daily basis in a suburb in New Jersey was a human trafficker. Okay, we found another victim of human trafficking at a large suburban mall in South Jersey. Okay, so this is happening. It's happening, Denise.
Yes, and so when you speak of the suburbs, We have known cases. We carry the articles around with us as proof that in Cherry Hill, in Voorhees, in Blackwood, these are your prominent areas, and this is where it's in existence. So you cannot escape it. What you can do is provide prevention, and that's what we do. We offer you to be empowered so that you can help to prevent it, bring in awareness, don't shy away from it. Our youth, they need to know what these traffickers look like, and parents need to know how to protect their children. There is no such thing as I am in this demographic and I am safe. There's
Right.
no such thing as safe, but what there is awareness and education.
Yeah, I mean, and look, your mentality on this needs to change a little bit. This is not a black-white thing. This is not a Christian Jewish thing. This is a human life issue. This goes across color. It goes across belief. It goes. It's bigger than all of that, and that's what people I think need to understand. You know, Denise has told me a couple stories, off camera about people in positions of power that don't understand this. And it may be because of where they're standing or where they're viewing the world from. And I'm not trying to get like philosophical here, but what I'm saying is that ignoring this problem does not make it go away. And saying that it's not a problem in your town isn't a valid excuse anymore because it's happening everywhere. It's just another layer of horribleness, I feel like, that we have to combat in this world for the people that are actually doing good.
Absolutely. Here in New Jersey, our home state, again, you think we have, of the 50 nations that we have, New Jersey ranks number 7 out of all 50 states. This is a rapidly growing crime that is affecting our children.
Yeah, that's scary. That should really raise a lot of eyebrows that New Jersey, we are the 7th largest human trafficking state in the nation. That's terrible.
And so what are we going to do about it? What can you do about it?
Yeah.
There are things that you can do. Number one, that's where we come in. Prevention. We can prevent this. We can provide awareness. People who are in positions such as the administrators in school. You see a youth that may be lying down sleeping on the desk and you think, oh, they just had a rough night. They may have been trafficked during the night. Children are trafficked in school. They are trafficked at the malls. They are trafficked at the libraries. They are actually trafficked in their homes.
Oh, this is really overwhelming. I mean,
It really is.
I don't know. I know that you probably have all of the numbers and like all of the statistics and all of this stuff, but it seems like it's an issue that continues to grow despite kind of efforts to curtail it. How does this keep happening?
Well, we don't have enough efforts to curtail it. That's
Okay.
one
That's-
piece of the problem.
Right.
And so this is the second largest crime under drug dealing. And it's equal
Wow.
to arms force. This is huge.
Wow.
And so we need to get the word out. People, they really don't know it exists.
Right.
Or they don't want to know.
Right.
And
Well,
so-
that's I think a big piece of it because it's uncomfortable to talk about.
It is. But it is the girl next door. It is the boy down the street. It is someone in your home, in your classroom. And so there are signs that you need to know about where you can help these children because number 7 in the nation is huge.
Yeah.
100 to 300,000 children within the United States are at risk for trafficking annually.
That's over 250,000 kids.
Within the U.S.
That's terrible. Yeah, we know this is a worldwide epidemic. I mean, really, we know that this happens all over the world, and this is a terrible situation for children all globally. But we're talking specifically here in the United States. It's a huge problem, and people like Denise are trying to bring a little bit of attention to it. And you do so much great work. I ran us into another break already. This is how it goes because I get into it and the time goes so fast. So I'm going to take another break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about a couple different things. We're going to talk about how you can get involved. We're going to talk about some events that they have going on, because they're not just saying, look, we need to have awareness. They're actually active. They're actually doing things to try to get everyone involved, to bring the message to end human trafficking. And if you can, right now, check out heart, the number 2, heart.services. That's all you need to put in the web address, heart2heart.services, and you can check out all of the great stuff they do on the website. So I'm going to take a quick break. Denise, do I even know what I'm saying here? Like you got me so flustered. This is really, it's important stuff. We got to pay attention to it. So I'm going to take a quick break here on Morning Coffee, and when I come back, we'll talk to Denise a little bit more about what's going on here. Thanks. Stick around.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
My dream job is to run and manage my own spa one day.
To be the general manager for the Jumeirah Hotel in Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
I feel that Mercier has prepared me very well for my future in the hospitality industry.
The kitchen is incredible.
You are planning the meal, doing all the costing and the recipes. You're in charge of everything going on in the kitchen.
They really do get you prepared, and they want to make sure that you have a job after college.
When it comes to injuries,
They're not all created equal.
that's why at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine,
Our team of doctors will coordinate and customize your care,
to provide the best treatment options using the area's most advanced medical technology,
all with one goal in mind.
to get you back in the game,
We call life
pain-free,
drug-free.
surgery-free. That's what we do here at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine.
Get better faster.
Stay better longer.
Saving your business money is
Welcome back to Morning Coffee on the Radio Vision Network. I am Mark Cook, and I'm continuing my conversation with Denise Poole. Now, that last break on my way out, I was a little tongue-tied. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to say, because I know that I have so much more to talk about with Denise, and I'm running out of time. And let's try to get let's try to get through everything kind of step by step here. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was that Heart to Heart Services has an amazing team. You have a great group of volunteers that are doing yeoman's work all year, every day. These are people that have full-time jobs, and now they're doing this as their full-time job on top of it. So let's just give a big shout out to your team right now.
Yes. The board members are phenomenal, and the volunteers are awesome. We have little, but they are doing much.
Yeah.
And it's greatly appreciated.
It's really amazing they're a testament to what can be achieved when everybody has the same goal and everybody puts their time and talents together to achieve something good. And you were recognized recently. I want to mention this because this is really cool. And she didn't bring this up to pat herself on the back. She brought it up kind of casually, that you were recognized by the NAACP and received an award this year.
Yes, we did. We were totally surprised because our heads are down and our hands are being involved. And they called and said, hey, we see what you're doing. And so we received the Leadership Award for 2016 as a game changer for a nonprofit organization.
That's awesome, and it's important. It's important to get that recognition, because when groups like the NAACP recognize you, that means that you're starting to get on the radar of a lot of other groups. And this is what's going to make Heart to Heart Services kind of go to the next level. And what's really great about Heart to Heart is that there's opportunity for everybody watching right now to get involved and to help. And I know that there are a few different ways that people can do that. So I wanted you to kind of explain that to everybody right now.
Yeah, this is the best part.
Yeah.
Because we need your help. This is not a one-man team. This is a team. And so we need volunteers to help. One major thing that we need are monies. We're doing everything out of our pockets. We've had a couple of fundraisers. And so we need grant writers We need people who are efficient and know what they're doing. There's grants out there, but we don't have the time to write. We also need someone, we know that someone has some office space that they're not utilizing that they would want to lend or use as an in-kind for us. And someone may have some property for the youth. We also, we need volunteers, we need administration, we need foot soldiers on the ground to help put up posters and things such as that. And so, and then we're taking up donations for the victims, just socks, underwear, scarves, hats, gloves.
Basic needs.
Just the basic needs. Gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts or Wawa, so while they're out there, they can get something to eat or drink, because they actually they aren't allowed to eat. They don't have an opportunity to eat. They are malnourished, and they're sleep deprived. So these are things that we can give out to them until they can, get a way out.
Well, what's really, I think, special about it is, again, that everybody watching can get involved somehow. And I think the easiest way to do it is just go to heart.services. That's the whole web address, heart2heart.services. There's 1,000 different ways you can get involved, from simply writing a check to getting in touch to donate supplies, getting in touch to donate office space so that they can run the charity with some structure in an office. They're looking for housing type scenarios for the actual children who need to be placed in a safe home, and Denise is trying to set that up. So if you're even remotely interested in getting involved, I urge you to go to the website and send Denise an email or call her and get involved. Any skill level, anything. You right? I mean, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. There is something for everybody to do to help to get involved. From, like she said, from simply just hanging up posters. That's it. It's a good way to get involved, and you do a lot of events, and I wanted to talk about a couple of them real quick. Breon, I know you got a picture for this one. I'm going to talk about that if you wanted to throw it up there. So you're doing a canvas paint night.
Yeah.
This is really cool, and we want to thank the Blank Canvas Splattered, right?
Yes.
Because they're helping you guys out.
Yeah, she is an awesome volunteer, Nicole. And what she's doing is she's donating her proceeds. She's donating her time for this cause, and we are indebted to her for doing this.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I just want to tell everybody a little bit about the event, all right? It's on Tuesday, November 22nd. That is this coming Tuesday, Tuesday before Thanksgiving. It's at 7 o'clock, and it's right on the White Horse Pike in Somerdale. Are you ready for this? It's only $37, okay? $37 gets you in. It includes a drink, okay? So there, it's right off the bat. You're doing good, right? But it's going to be a great night. You go in, you pick your canvas, you grab your drink, you grab the paints that you'd like to use, and then you paint. You sit and you paint, and you're kind of indirectly donating to a great charity and having a great night out in the process. It's really, really a cool thing. If you're interested, I want to just give you, you can get all the information on the website, heart2heart.services, but Blank Art Creations at yahoo.com. If you send them an email, you can reserve your spot there too. Now, I know that you have other events coming up, but I wanted to talk about this one in particular because this is the biggie.
Yes.
You are part of the steering committee, which is one of those people, the organizers, one of the ones that kind of make it happen, of the New Jersey Coalition Against Human Trafficking. And there is a summit in January, on January 11th, coming up next, January 11th, 2017, is National Human Trafficking Day.
Yes.
And that's part of a bigger thing, which is Human Trafficking Month, which is the month of January. And you're gearing up to Human Trafficking Day because it's really going to be a way for people to get the awareness that they need. Can you tell me a little bit more about that day?
Sure. So the coalition is hosting simultaneously a summit up in Whippany, New Jersey, as well as down the south side. And so we want to provide information, once again, and awareness to first responders, EMTs, emergency room personnel, medical personnel. We want to just provide information on the trauma. We have an attorney who's coming. He's going to talk about the law. We have a couple of psychologists who are going to talk about how it affects the youth, the trauma, and how it affects them as adults. And so
that's what I worry about.
Yeah.
I worry about, look, I mean, I worry about a lot of things with this because it's just very heavy to me, and it's very important that we start to get a little bit more awareness and information about that. But, you know, these kids grow up and they become adults in our society, and they're already at a great disadvantage because of the things that they went through in their young life. And I think it's important to understand about what Heart to Heart does, because if we can understand the warning signs and the clues that we're missing right now, there's so many clues in this that the professionals even, I think, miss it sometimes, because it is something that people don't have the awareness of. And I think it's great what you're doing, Denise. I'm grinding here because I'm going to run out of time. This is just how it is. I'm going to need to, maybe after next week, after the event, you could come back and you could talk to me a little bit more about it. But right now, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to look into that camera there and just tell everybody anything you'd like to tell them. I urge it to be about Heart to Heart, but the time is yours.
Okay, well, thank you. Heart to Heart Services, we are on the ground. We are grassroots. We are doing all that we can, and certainly there is more. But again, we need you. We need your help. We are moving towards providing therapeutic services for these victims. And in doing that, again, we need assistance with, just having the monies to move in those directions. Everything that we're doing right now, we are doing on a volunteer basis. And so, more importantly than anything, we seek opportunities to come out to provide prevention before it happens, to provide prevention. And so we need you to open up a door, whether it's for a youth group, your church group, your men group, your sorority, your community at large. We need to join together to eradicate this horrific crime that is just promoting itself against our children. And so Heart to Heart Services can use you.
That was beautiful, Denise. And I want to kind of follow up with something real quick. She mentioned it, but Heart to Heart will come to any school, any organization, any community center, any college or university, high school, middle school, seriously, anywhere. If you're interested in having Denise come and talk to the kids and to the adults about what's going on, this is the only way we're going to fix this problem. And that's talk about it, be aware of it, and get involved in stopping it. That's how we've got to do this. So, Denise, thank you so much for coming in this morning. I really appreciate it. You're quite welcome. I wish you the best of luck with this. If there's any way I can help, or if Radio Vision can help you, please let us know. And have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you. So we're going to take another quick break here on Morning Coffee, but you're not going to go anywhere, right, kids? You're going to stay right there because we're going to come right back on the Radio Vision Network. Stick around.